DJI Air 3, latest update, possible prices and features. Got that coming up next. Bill the Drone Reviewer here. If you like the content of this video or anything on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. With that, let's begin. The other night I hosted Rotor Talk Live and I was joined by Mr. Marcus Crawford. We spent the better part of the evening discussing all the latest regarding the DJI Air 3, including new pictures, rumored features, pricing, and so much more. So without any further ado, let's roll that clip in its entirety. There is so much information that we have to go over. I mean, there is just a boatload of stuff out there. So we're going to go over all this and then we'll talk about it. Now, the first thing that I wanted to share with you is our good friend Igor put out another picture today. Now it's kind of, I'm going to be a little leery on this. You know, I know some people have said here, what kind of remote control are you testing? All right. And you can see there's a phone up there and there's a controller, but some people have surmised that's a controller with telemetry on it. Okay. I don't know if you saw that or not, Marcus.
I did look at it, and like everybody else, I tried to kind of zoom in on it and look. Well, you can't really see anything. I mean, it looks like there might be something different, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't really see anything on here with this. Now, the other thing today, our friend Acetalab cranked out a bunch of pictures here, and I'm gonna go through all these. And it's kind of blurred out right there. Now, this is a very interesting picture, Marcus, okay? Because this isn't an Air 3, all right?
We're not seeing it, Bill.
Oh, you're not. Oh, that's right. I'm my absolute 100% bad on this. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Let me get back up here. Okay. All right, here we go.
So people need to know that have not tried to manage a live show, it's not easy, and
yes,
because you're trying to be the host and the producer and director at the same time. So
yes,
hopefully people understand that
it is not an easy thing. And you can see right here, it's that you can see Air 3 on the arm right here,
right?
And then here's another one. It's a little bit of a clearer shot. And then this is a close-up, but it's blurred, and I think it's probably blurred on purpose. But this is the shot that really kind of intrigues me, Marcus, okay? Air 3S?
Well, it's so, you know, that the first thing that I thought of is that's hanging down far enough. Boy, that would be easy to do hand catches on, wouldn't it? Hand launches, hand catches, because the props are way up above, so you know, that's kind of cool. And so the legs must be the bottom on the bottom of the drone itself. And the other thing that I think is all four arms must be the old DJI fold out, you know. It doesn't look like they would fold forward. They would fold out. And you know, who knows what we're even looking at there, but it's this kind of stuff is sure fun, isn't it?
It is. Well, you know, the first thing that comes to mind, and you know, our good friend Johnny Joneflyer and his V-copter. Okay, it kind of, sparks that a little bit to mind with the way the props are on this and having it up, and that's a very different kind of camera module up front right here. Okay, it's very different from what you've seen. But I imagine a camera module like that is going to have a very great range.
Well, that's what I was saying. You definitely could pitch that drone forward pretty far, and that camera could look up pretty hard. Well, you might get the props in the shot. I
don't know either. But you know, it just really kind of begs. It's very, very interesting here. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have here? Okay.
So are we gonna get that tomorrow, Bill?
You know, we haven't seen anything out about that. We haven't gotten any communication from DJI, you know, and I know Hi Kestelou put, it's tomorrow's the 28th, and we're supposed to hit. It was supposed to hit tomorrow on the 28th, and we haven't really seen anything.
So I was talking to Ron about that, and I was thinking, okay, where did we all get that date, the 28th? And I was thinking, where did we all get that? Well, it was that picture that came up on the box, that somebody had a box and it said "Do not open until
June 28th."
Yeah. So that's where we all got that date. So who knows what that means, really?
Yeah. I agree. It's like right now we don't really kind of know. Well, again, here's some more information here, and we're seeing that it looks like latest DJI Air 3 leak shows we might be getting 2 upgraded RCs, RCN2 and then RC2. So that it from this leak right here, and again, all this is out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and page, but according to his tweet, we should expect an RCN2 controller with the Air 3. What improvements will it bring? It already boasts excellent battery life and range. Perhaps a small screen for displaying basic information such as battery levels, connection, or range. I'm not sure, but I'm eager to see what changes this will introduce. Okay, which was real interesting. That came out. Now the other thing.
Hey Bill, let me ask you, because you're on the subject of the telemetry on the controller.
Yes.
Have you ever had to fly a drone back just by the telemetry? I've never had to do it on a DJI drone, but I have had on, I'm just going to say lesser drones, Hubsan, where I lost complete FPV, but I was able to fly the drone back simply by looking at the telemetry on the screen. I still had connection and telemetry, and you just kept bringing it closer, right?
Yes. No, I did it on the DJI drone. I had it on the my Mavic 2 my Mavic Pro, my original Mavic Pro, and I had an iPad, and the iPad overheated, and I had the telemetry.
Perfect. Man, that's a perfect example.
Yeah. It was perfect, Marcus. I mean, I could see it. I mean, it's just like it was in our other house, and I could see it over the lake because I didn't go more than 1,200 feet, so it was easily within visible range. But I had critical information. I had the speed of the drone, the altitude of the drone, just direction it was heading. I knew everything.
Bill, even if you could see the drone, you see that little dot out there. What you don't necessarily know is orientation. Is it faced away from me or facing back towards me? So, like I said, that's where that telemetry comes in handy.
Now, this next article, it talks about the first DJI Air 3 price leak is in, and it's actually pretty reasonable, okay? According to Bogdanov, the Air 3 Fly More combo, the RC2 controller, will be priced at 12.94 euros, approximately 14.12.20. Particular bundles anticipated the most expensive option, costing a few $100s less than the Mavic 3 Classic. However, this is a direct conversion that does not account for higher import fees in the United States. The actual price of the RC2 Fly More combo is estimated to be somewhere in the $1,500 range.
That sounds about right.
And it does, yeah. The cheaper combo, which includes the RCN2 smartphone controller, will be priced at 11.27 euros or 12.29.87, excluding higher input fees in the U.S. Fly More combos have been a consistent feature in DJI's drones, typically including 2 extra batteries, a charging hub, spare props, carrying case. And these bundles enable users to fly for long periods, hence the name. Bogdanov also showed an image, and we had seen that earlier. Apart from the price leak and rumors about the second generation controllers and specifications, there's limited concrete information available about the Air 3. However, the repeated mention of the RCN2 and RC2 provides some confidence they could indeed be in the final product. Once officially announced, DJI's Air 3 will replace the Air 2S as the current mid-tier consumer drone offered by the company. And then
so will it be compatible with my RC Pro? That's what I need.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking here too. Now, there's another article. We're going to go over that, and then we'll start hatching some things out here.
Hey, Mark White is bringing something up here about how in the UK they have one of their provisions of visual line of sight that you have to know the orientation. That's just crazy to me. I mean,
yeah,
you're drone, and it just, boy. So line of sight all of a sudden then becomes it's 50 feet in front of you or something. I don't know. I was doing with the Mavic 3 Pro the other day. I was doing a hyperlapse, And the drone, I mean, it was not out more than, I'm going to say 150 meters in front of me, Bill. Not that far. And so, it's up there and it's doing its thing. And so I purposely looked away and said, okay, can I find the drone in the sky again? I could, but it took a while. It wasn't easy. And that's the Mavic 3. And it's just a little dot up there, So being able to tell the orientation, if not for the FPV screen, I wouldn't have been able to tell. It's just a little dot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Now we're going to go over, there's an article on Drone DJ. It's a 5 bullet point wish list for the Air 3. I wanted to go over that just so we can have some semblance of an idea of what we think will be on there. 48 megapixel 1-inch sensor. Even the Mini 3 Pro can take up to 48 megapixel photos. And the Air, in my opinion, has been a tremendous photo center drone versus the Mavic series video focus. The Autel Evo Lite shoots 50 megapixel stills, and my favorite drone to take photos with, in the Air 3 with 48 megapixels, would be able to really compete here. Okay, adjustable aperture. I think this one is pretty easy to understand. Outside of a few drones, I think only Autel Lite and Mavic 3 Hasselblad cameras are usually stuck with a fixed aperture. Air 2S, that is f2.8. Mavic 3 Pro starts at f2.8 and goes down to f3.4 on the 7X camera, and the Hasselblad camera can adjust down to f11. And finally, the Mini 3 Pro is the fastest. I'm sorry, f11 and f1.7. Having a fixed aperture means playing around with your ISO and shuttle speed. It says shutter speed to lower the exposure in the camera, fidgeting with ND filters. Just having an extra tool adjusting the aperture would go a long way with what sort of photos you'd be able to take out and get out of the camera. Okay. Then it talks about 6K 30 frames per second video here, increased battery life, and increased internal storage. Okay. And again, I'll let you guys read the particulars in the articles here. But when all's said and done, Marcus, one thing I wanted to comment right away on, and they mentioned in the article about the pricing, okay, for getting the Mac Daddy, if you want to call it, at $1,500, you're roughly about $300-400 away from the Mavic 3 Classic. I mean,
Yeah, of course it's the Fly More combo, so you're getting
Right.
getting the DJI RC, so you've got the built-in. Well, I guess you'd get that on the Classic as well, but you're also getting the extra batteries, so in a carrying case. So that's the Classic. Where you buy the Fly More combo, that'd be another $300. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking, and our friend Casey Crime Fighter here brings up a good question. Like the basic package, just the basic bare bones package with just the battery, the controller, and everything. I think we're just going to be a little north of $1,000 for that. That's kind of my thoughts on that. What do you think, Marcus?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I would say 1,100, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the list that we've gone over there over this wish list. It's very realistic. It's very doable for this type of a drone. Now, the one thing that's not on there that I think is on my wish list, it needs to have vertical shooting on there. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's I've been speculating, is that what that other camera is, because okay, so let's say it's got a bigger sensor. Well, that's a big camera to try and flip endways. So could they just do it within a second camera on the gimbal? I'm just spitballing, Bill. I have no idea.
Oh, I know. Well, tomorrow's going to be the 28th, and 28th is going to be come and gone here. And, we haven't gotten any emails from DJI. And, DJI is very good about getting those emails out. Now, it's interesting because more often than not, when they send those emails out, they'll be overnight while we're all sleeping. Okay. And it's daytime over in Shenzhen when they're sending this out. So I think, we're going to get something. We'll get it within the next couple of days.
And that 28th date could mean the day that we actually get the notice of when they're going to introduce it, right? That's possible.
Yeah, that's exactly
what might be tomorrow for next Tuesday or something, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because at this point, it's a moot point. It's not coming out tomorrow, okay? Unless DJI throws us a complete curveball, at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hello, it's out on the website. Get your, break open your piggy bank kind of thing. but I don't
Hey,
think
Bill,
that's
I
going to
just
happen.
got some information from a mutual friend of ours. He PM'd me on another channel, and I was told to check my RC Pro and that there is now an update for the Fly app. So
Oh, okay. All
that
right.
that kind of falls into what we were just talking about. Maybe there is something tomorrow.
It could be. It could be, you know, but I like what you said that it may be the announcement of the release tomorrow on the 28th instead of the actual release itself. And you know, and I think probably those boxes probably, you know, dealers can open them up and put them in their inventory, but not display them on the 28th. I mean, I'm just kind of spitballing here.
Yeah, exactly. It's all just
You
speculation.
know,
Hey, Ridge Flyer 32 is saying something here. Vertical camera is overrated. Dude, I don't think you're going to find many of us arguing with you about that. It's really not my thing either. I kind of understand how it came to be, but yeah, I definitely prefer landscape any day of the week.
oh,
Landscape.
I do too. I do too. And I, you know, and it's just to understand, Rich Flyer, you know, the whole thing right now, people like the TikTok thing, the Instagram thing, and a lot of and it's all vertical as far as that's concerned. So that's why, you know, they're kind of pushing this a little bit because people are real into the TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account. But I do have several Instagram accounts. But you know, I don't personally. I think it's you know a one and done kind of thing. I've used it I think maybe 2 or 3 times on the Mini 3 Pro since I've had it because there's just nothing I have really have a use for.
Yeah, I made a YouTube short one time with my Mini 3 Pro. You know, just you know. Hey, I see Barkley is saying that he just updated his RC Pro. So
Okay, good. All right, just doesn't show another drone. Was hoping, yeah, yeah. It who knows at this point, you know, for me, I'm thinking, you know, if they're going to do something, you know, I'm thinking, you know, they'll probably come out. My guess now is probably we'll probably see something about this maybe Tuesday next week is what I'm thinking. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of a time frame. That just seems to again kind of spitballing here on what we can expect, but that's
I've heard
just a guess on my.
other people that are often in the know telling me mid to late July too. So
Okay. Yeah,
it's all just
it's all just spitballing. Well,
yeah.
you know, the other thing now too, and I find it real curious is, you know, now, you know, we used to really heavily rely on the FCC database. And whenever, you know, a drone company like Hotel or DJI or whoever would get that information out there, we'd be like, aha, you know, we have a clue. We have more than a strong clue. We know it's coming. You know, whether it would be even just a remote controller or a battery or, you know, some such thing, anything that has some type of communication has to go on the FCC database. All right. And what I find real interesting, and I want to draw a quick parallel here in the ham radio world. All right. They can't even advertise anything. I mean, not even, I mean, everybody knows about, you know, let's say there's a new radio coming out. Everybody knows this radio is coming out. They know the specs have been leaked. Okay. But they can't even begin to say a price or put it on a website. But what some companies do is they'll go out there and you can pre-order it for $25. Keep your place in line for $25. Okay.
Right.
And you'll get first dibs on ordering it when it actually gets released. All right. And again, this is the thing, the FCC has to approve it before it can actually be sold in the United States. And it's the same thing here with all our drones. The FCC has to approve this before we're able to buy these drones. So I mean, it's kind of interesting how this kind of works here. So you know, that's just kind of my thoughts on this.
Hey, Bill, wasn't there a drone that we saw the drone introduced in the FCC approval the same day? What
the Spark was one of them.
Yeah.
Spark was one. Yeah, I know there was another one. I think somebody said maybe the original Air was like that too. I'm not sure, or the new or the upgraded Air was like that as well. I'm not sure, but I know the Spark was the first one that I know of was on the release date. That's when it hit the FCC database. Well, DJI's gotten smart. Okay, you know it's interesting because you know, the information that's coming out to Acetalev and Igor and all this, you know, they're spoon feeding this to them. Okay. It's not coming, you know, they're not pulling it out of the magic cloud in the sky and having it reappear on Twitter. You know, it's coming from a source, and it's, you know, it's coming from having blessings from DJI. So these aren't any surprises here. And usually when you see things pick up in a pace like this, you know, with all these articles out there on Drone DJ, that you know it's imminent and it's coming. And, you know, one of the things though that we haven't seen this time around, we've usually seen either a screenshot of the box with the specs, or we've seen, you know, maybe you know, not necessarily the box, but maybe a snapshot of a website with the specs on it. We haven't seen anything like that, Marcus.
Right.
So, you know, to me, it's a little different this time around. But I expect we're going to see something on this next week. That's just kind of where I think we're at on this. Question of the day: what did you think of the DJI Air 3 latest update? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.